Hey, what's up, everyone? Nice to have you along. It's me, it's Dave, and it's yoga class 158 with me. And I'm here in my flat in the middle of Leicester with my relatively new wallpaper. I like that. It's good, isn't it? One of my yoga students did it for me. It's amazing who you meet when you teach yoga and when you practice yoga. People from all walks of life, right? So if you're joining today, then a wholehearted welcome. Say hello on the comments. If you want to do anything today, this is your opportunity to put any requests in. And yeah, I'll probably be chatting here for about a minute. So if you want to do something, or you're interested in something, you're not sure about something, stick it in the comments, and then I'll be able to have a look at it. Otherwise, I'm going to go back there in a moment, and then I probably won't come back to my laptop for a little bit. So this is your opportunity. Hi to Irene, and yes, hi to all of you guys up and down the country, the length of the breadth of the country. Love teaching at the Virtual Village Hall because I get to connect with so many different people in this virtual way. It's not the same as face to face, but the beautiful thing is that we can do this to so many people. We can reach out to so many people, and wherever you're practicing, then that little connection is there, isn't it? And that connection to yourself, which is what yoga's about, right? This is about an inward practice a lot of the time. I think a lot of the time we think about it because we see it and we think, oh, it's about being able to create perfect shapes and look a certain way, and that doesn't really have anything to do with it. As long as you're not hurting yourself, then it doesn't really matter about the shape that you pull or the shape that you find yourself in. All of our bodies are kind of made and also lived in loads of different ways. We're all different ages, we're different sizes. We bring our different experiences onto the yoga mat, and the idea that it has to look a certain way or we have to be a certain way is really limiting. And I think sometimes that stops people from starting a physical yoga practice, and that's a real shame. So if you made it this far, well done. Hi to you, Jackie and Alison and Margaret. Thank you for saying hello. I'm going to go back onto my mat. So if you're not there, we'll keep it pretty fluid today. Let me just see. No, the screen looks absolutely fine as it is. So we'll leave it as it is. Come into a cross-legged position on your mat if you can. Remember, if you want to practice from a stool or a chair, go for it. I'm not really going to instruct from that position today, but if you're really used to your practice and you're used to doing chair yoga, then you'll be fine. You'll be able to kind of like adapt your practice. But I'm going to teach here from the floor today. So get nice and comfortable. Have a little wriggle around, and we'll do a fairly rounded kind of class today. We'll start nice and slow, and then we'll flow a little bit, and let's just see where it takes us. Maybe bring the palms so they're face up, and then draw your attention inwards, and do that by softening your gaze or maybe just closing your eyes. And just take a moment here to notice what's present, what you brought onto your mat this afternoon. Kind of check in with the energy within your body, check in with how you feel. Really gently kind of notice the circumstances of your life and what has brought you this far. And then maybe just check your physical body, maybe scan your body, kind of notice how your physical body feels. Kind of breathe into any parts that kind of need nourishment, or you think about it needing space. And then here, just finally notice your breath if you haven't done already. And if you can, breathe in through the nose and out through your nose. Kind of use a nice, long, nourishing yogic breath. No need to kind of force the breath in any way. Just kind of notice it. That idea of just notice what you're noticing. And then from here, just take a couple more rounds of breath and change it up a little bit. So inhale through your nose. Maybe exhale through your mouth. Just sigh it out, really gentle. Do that one more time. Inhale through your nose. And exhale, sigh out through your mouth. Beautiful, really nice. If your eyes are closed, come with your eyes open, then very gently lean back into your hands and then just bring your feet out and then just drop your knees to either side. Just a little bit of movement here. Nice little movement through the hips. Just freeing your legs up, freeing up your lower spine so you don't feel kind of too tight, because we're going to sit here for a little bit today. We're going to kind of sit for the next 10 minutes or so anyway. Maybe. Let's see how we get on. And maybe bring your other shin in front, just so you don't unbalance your hips. And I say that, it'd be really hard to unbalance your hips if you always had your right leg in front, for example, and you did loads and loads of yoga. You would probably get an imbalance in your hip, but you're not going to get it too much if you're practicing like 3 or 4 times a week. But it's a nice habit to get into. You kind of just swap your legs out and then it just feels slightly different. All right, let's do a twist. So inhale, sweep your arms up into the air. As you exhale, twist over towards your right. So bring your left hand on your right knee and then your right hand behind, and then inhale, find length, and then exhale into a nice gentle twist. Think about your navel. So a lot of the class will think about the core or the center of our body. Every inhale, find length. Every exhale, just twist your navel over to the right. So the right shoulder might roll back. The most important thing here is you've got length in your spine. It's not about how much you twist. Lengthen your spine on an inhale. And then on an exhale, maybe a little bit more into the twist. But don't push it. It's the first physical posture. One more like that. Nice deep inhale. Take a full exhale. Beautiful. And then inhale, come back to center and sweep the arms all the way back up. Do that really slowly. And then exhale, twist over towards the left. So right hand on the left knee. Just holding on very gently. Left fingertips behind. Left arm is long. Inhale to find length. And then exhale into your twist. Just rolling the left shoulder back. Thinking about the center of your body. Think about your belly button, your navel. And just twist it towards the left. You're feeling this kind of like opening of your spine. Nice deep, rich inhales. Full releasing exhales. Don't muscle into it. Make it really gentle. Take one more round of breath. Nice deep inhale. Take a full exhale. And then come all the way back to center. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way back up. And then this time, clasp the hands together and then push your palms up towards the ceiling. Have a little intuitive side to side move here. And I don't think about it too much. Just think about lengthening and then just stretching at a diagonal, just coming down either side. Every inhale, you kind of lift a little more, and every exhale, you just sink down to the side. Nice, beautiful. Inhale, come all the way back to center. And then as you exhale, push your palms forward and then round your spine. So like a seated cat-cow. Think about your navel again and see if you can tuck it in this position back towards your spine. As you inhale, expand everything up. As you exhale, push the palms forward around your spine. Really get into your shoulders. Now, you don't have to be like in a rhythm with me. You can kind of roll the shoulders. You can drop the head down. Just kind of move in a way that feels good. If you can match the breath, you always inhale and bring the arms up. And exhale, you round. And maybe take a couple of more breaths here. See how this feels. Kind of move in your own rhythm. Inhale to expand. Exhale to round. And then do one more in your own time. It can be really slow. Inhale, bring the hands all the way up. And then this time, exhale, bring the hands all the way down. Bring the hands onto the knees and then just begin to circle the hips out. So keeping it quite fluid today, kind of moving nice and fluidly between the postures. Inhale here and then exhale as you come back. And if your spine's feeling a little tender or if there's any tightness in the spine, just sit a little higher. You don't have to come down too low. It's a familiar posture for me, so I like to bend into my elbows a little bit, but there's hardly any weight in my hands. The kind of the movement is here again from my belly button, from my navel. But keep breathing wherever you found yourself. And when you're ready, you can just swap it out. So come back to center, maybe take a full exhale when you arrive, and then just come back the other way. You can close the eyes or just keep the gaze soft again. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, let the breath go. Really lovely. Lean back into the hands again. Remember which shin's in front before you release the legs. Mine's to the right. So I want to bring my left in front later on. And then just drop your knees again to either side. Just a little bit of movement here. Really nice work. As you move through the postures, kind of notice the effects of your practice. Maybe you wait until the end of the class to really get into the effects and you really notice how things feel. But for now, just notice the transitions, how you feel, maybe a little bit more energized. Come back to center, bring the other shin in front. Have a little wriggle, maybe press your fingertips down into the mat, just so your spine is nice and long. And then keep the fingers where they are. So the arms are kind of activated, so they're not kind of like heavy, they're activated. And the shoulders are nice and broad. And think about the space in between your shoulder blades, so right at the top of your back. And then from here, with the hands just as they are, if that feels comfortable, just begin to draw some circles with your head. Stay nice and relaxed through your jaw. And maybe match the movement with breath. Inhale as the head comes up. Exhale as the chin falls down. Inhale, come back to center. Take a full exhale and then just swap your head out, come back the other way. If there's any tight spots or you feel very interested in one area, then just pause and maybe you just breathe into that spot and then you can continue with the circle. But kind of err on the side of caution, never move too fast with the neck. When you're ready, inhale, come back to center. Take a full exhale and then relax the fingers and then just give the fingers a little shake out and maybe, feel a little bit of tension because they've been pressed down into your mat. And then we'll do one more move here. And we're going to bring the arms into play. So the arms are going to be in line with the shoulders, palms are face down, okay? So your inhale is here to center, and then your exhale, you just twist to one side. Doesn't matter which side, because you always inhale back here, and then you exhale, you twist to the other, okay? So there's your movement. Inhale to center, exhale into your twist. Inhale to center, exhale to the other side. So just move with your breath. It's really important you keep breathing here. If you kind of lose your breath, always inhale, come back, and then as you exhale, twist. Just let your head go with the movement. It's not about the kind of the depth of your twist or the amount of movement you get in it. It's more about just finding a rhythm and finding a movement that works for you. You know, reasonable effort, nothing too much here. A couple more either side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring your hands down. And this time, bring the palms so they face up. And just take a couple of breaths. Eyes can be closed or the gaze is soft again. Just notice the effects of that little twist we just did. Maybe you feel it in the shoulders. And because of that, bring the hands down on the knees and then just shrug the shoulders up towards your ears. And then as you exhale, drop them down. Maybe bring one shoulder up, the other shoulder up, kind of relax one as the other one comes up towards the ears. Release any tension, maybe roll the shoulders a few times one way, maybe come back a few times the other. Lovely, really nice. And then from here, we're going to come onto all fours. Really lovely start. Come onto all fours, set yourself up in this all fours position. Big spread out through your fingers, and then your back is nice and neutral. You can tuck the toes like this, or you can be on the tops of the feet like this. I'll leave it up to you. It doesn't really matter. And then just do some really big hip circles here. Kind of move the hips out, bring the body forward, bring the body back. Move in this nice circular motion, and then come back the other way. And then inhale, come all the way back to center. And then as you exhale, you just stretch your right leg back. So stretch your right leg back and engage your toes. So press your toes down into your mat. And then just rock backwards and forwards here. Just a few breaths. Deep inhales, full exhales as you go. Beautiful. Really nice. And then swap that out. Come to the other leg. Have a quick look down at your fingers, spread them out, and just little rocks. You'll probably feel this in your wrists. You'll feel it obviously down your left leg. Breathing it out here. Beautiful. Then come back to center and then start to move through a few rounds of cat and cow. We'll be here for a little bit of time, so loads of time to kind of get into this. Inhale, drop your belly down, lift your head, lift your heart. As you exhale around your spine. And same thing, you can tuck your toes under, or you can be on the tops of your feet. Inhale here, and then exhale round here, like a wave. Couple more. Inhale, come back to center, and then split the knees a little bit wider, and then sit back into a child's pose. So bring the sit bones back. Now you can keep the arms nice and long. Bring the forehead down onto the floor, or you can do this. Stack the head on the hands. This can feel really nice. And you can make it a little bit active. And I don't mean like powerful, but maybe claw into the fingers and lift the arms, and maybe, as long as the head and the forehead feel okay, sway the hips from side to side. Or if you prefer just to find stillness straight away and you feel comfortable, go for it. Kind of find a child's pose that really works for you today. Nice. Hands stretched out in front. If they're not there, bring them round. Inhale, come all the way back to center. And then we're going to do a little shoulder stretch here. So I'd like you to do from all fours is inhale the left arm up into towards the sky. And then as you exhale, thread the left arm through the right. And then bring the right fingertips into the top right corner of your mat, or just off your mat. So that will help you kind of keep the hips high, and it will help you support your head. Make sure your head, side of your head, your neck, your left shoulder, there's just enough compression there. So you don't want it to be, painful. Make sure everything feels supported. And keep the right arm where it is. Breathe it out here. Maybe you nestle a little bit more of the weight down into the left shoulder while protecting the head. Keep the right hand where it is. Claw into the fingers. Give yourself a little bit more lift. Nice. Take one more round of breath. Take a full exhale. Lovely. Press into your hand. Bring yourself all the way back. Really nice work. And then move through 3 rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, drop your belly down, lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale, round just fine. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Take a full exhale, and then we'll do that all on the other side. So right arm will lift up, kind of reach up towards the sky. Exhale, thread the right arm through the left. Take your time coming down, keep the hips high, left fingertips just off the top left corner of your mat. Keep the arm lifted. Feel free to find some little micro movements. Make sure your head feels nice and protected. Nestle a little bit of weight, activation down into the right shoulder. Breathe it out here. One more round of breath. And then when you're ready, very gently, slowly press the left hand up, come back to all fours, and then just move through 3 rounds of cat and cow. Really great work so far. Keeping the body moving. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Nice. Let's do one more movement before we come into our first downward facing dog. So give the right leg a good stretch back again and press into the right toe. So we're here in a previous version. And then lift out through your right foot. Nice. Keep the hips nice and neutral. So keep them as balanced as you can. And then if you want, you can sweep the left arm forward. So right leg back, left arm forward. Take a few breaths here. And my trick is that I usually just gaze at one spot. It's either my left fingertips or I look down at the top of my mat. And that'll really help me think about that line down the middle of my body, my nose, my chin, down through my heart, and then think about my navel. And that's really what's going to guide this movement. If you wobble around a little bit, that's all good. Wobbling's just the body getting used to the engagement. One more round of breath. As you exhale, bring everything down. Give your tailbone a little shake out. Realign your spine. And then when you're ready, stretch the left toes back. Press the toes into your mat first of all. So this way you find alignment in your hips. Maybe even look down to the left toes. Then lift the foot off the floor. Keep the toes pointing down. Keep the hips nice and neutral. Beautiful. And then the right arm forward. Find your breath. Keep breathing out here. Nice deep, rich inhales. And full releasing exhales. 2 more like that. Deep inhale. Full exhale. Just gaze down at one spot. Final breath. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Bring everything down. Nice. Give your tailbone a little shake out again. Just make sure everything feels aligned. Maybe you walk through a few rounds of cat and cow. Don't think about this too much. Just kind of move in a way that feels freeing. And then when you're ready, tuck your toes under and then come into your first downward facing dog. Feet about hip width apart. Put a really big generous bend in your knees so you can lengthen the spine. And then let the head be really, really loose. Maybe walk one leg out, maybe lengthen the other. So one leg's bent, the other knee kind of flexes, one lengthens, one flexes, kind of walking out here. Nice. Take a couple more rounds of breath like that. I'm just going to move my mat so you guys keep going as you are. Inhaling, exhaling. And then find some stillness when you're ready. And take one more round of breath here. So nice deep inhale. Take a full exhale. Nice. Then when you're ready, inhale, come into plank. So ripple forward. So you're in your plank. So you can stay here. This is high plank. Or you can drop the knees down. This is low plank. Nice. Take a deep inhale wherever you are. As you exhale, lower to the floor. Try and do it with control. So it's a little tricky. Think about the creases of your inside of your elbows. Kind of turn them to the top edge of your mat without moving your hands, and then lower all the way down onto your belly. Try and do that as slowly as you can. When you arrive, it feels good, right? So press the tops of the feet into the floor. Keep the elbows tucked in. So your elbows want to be here. And then inhale, lift out, and come into cobra. As you exhale, bring your head down onto your mat. One more like that. Inhale into cobra. And exhale, bring your forehead all the way down. Tuck your toes and then come back onto all fours. Beautiful. From here, lift your hips, come into downward facing dog. Breathe it out. Nice generous bend in the knees can really help the spine lengthen. Take 2 more rounds of breath. So nice deep inhale. Take a full exhale. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Bend your knees into your hips, look between your hands, and then step in as many steps as feels right to the top of your mat. I bring my right and my left up, but you can do as many steps as feels good. Grab opposite elbows, and then just hang in a standing forward fold. You can always hold on to your feet. You can hold on to your backs of your legs, so you can kind of be here, or you can be here. Your choice. As long as you're feeling a nice release through your spine, I'd encourage you to bend your knees here. It's not about having straight legs. We don't really want straight legs at all. Whatever feels right for you. Don't feel like you've got to be kind of here and, I'm going to muscle myself down towards the floor. Try not to strain anything here. Make it relaxed as you can. Take one more round of breath. So nice deep inhale. Take a full exhale. Root down into your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms high and wide. Come all the way up to stand. As you exhale, frame your hands to your heart. Beautiful, nice. 3 rounds of half sun salutation. So moving with the breath. Inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, hinge and fold. Come all the way down. Root down into your feet. Inhale, bent knees. Come all the way up. Exhale, frame your hands to your heart. Like that again. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root into the feet, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more like that. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Root into the feet. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Really lovely. All right, pause here, hands at the heart. Maybe close your eyes or soften the gaze. Bring your attention to your 4 corners of your feet. Just standing here in Tadasana. This is mountain posture. Okay, let's move through 2 rounds of sun salutation A, and then we'll do a few variations off the back of that. So when you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. As you exhale, hinge and fold, come all the way down. Beautiful. This time, inhale, lengthen. Come up nice and high. You see how high I come? Right on my thighs. Roll your shoulders back. Have a little wriggle. Exhale, hands down. Step 1 foot back. Nice soft step back with the other foot. Inhale, second time here in plank. And remember, you can drop your knees or you can join me to lower with control all the way down onto your belly. It's hard, right? But it builds loads of strength. Inhale into cobra, and then exhale, push the mat firmly away, lift your hips into downward facing dog. 2 rounds of breath. Deep inhale. Full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Nice. And bend your knees, hinge your hips up between your hands. Get a little springy and step in as many steps to the top of your mat. Land the feet as lightly as you can. Then inhale to come back to that flat back. As you exhale, hinge and fold. Root down into your feet. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, frame your hands to your heart. Nice. So you'll notice every movement's got a breath. Let's do one more round. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Come all the way down. Lovely. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hands down. Step 1 foot back, then the other. And take a nice deep inhale. Lengthen into your plank. As you exhale, drop the knees or come down like I am, nice and slowly. Inhale into cobra. Maybe lengthen the arms a little this time. And then exhale into downward facing dog. Breathe here. 2 rounds of breath. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. Out through your mouth. End of that exhale. Bend the knees into the hips, look between your hands. And then very gently step forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold. Root down into your feet. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, frame your hands to your heart and then just pause here. Hands at heart center. Breathe it out. Let the breath come back to a nice steady rhythm. So we're going to do a few lunges here. So if you know that you need to pad your knee out, this is an opportunity to grab a cushion or a foam block or maybe like a rolled up jumper, something that will protect your knee. If that's what you need, then that's all good. And then let's just do this little sequence. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold, come down. And then shoot the right leg back and then soften the right knee. Pad it out if you need to. Take an inhale, sweep the arms up into the air. As you exhale, bring the hands behind the back and then push your fist down towards the floor. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, sink a little further into your hips. There's a hint of a back bend, but you don't have to bend the back too much. Try and keep your hips stacked right over, your torso stacked right over your hips. It's not about how low you go here. Be safe with your practice. Take one more deep inhale. Take a full exhale, bring the hands down, frame the left foot, and then step back into downward facing dog. Do that really gently. It's a couple of movements. That's absolutely fine. Round of breath here. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Nice. Bend the knees, hinge the hips up between your hands, and then gently step yourself to the top of your mat. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold in. Root down into your feet. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, frame your hands to your heart center. Lovely. All right, let's do the other side, but we'll come into it from chair. So bring the hands down by your hips. Bring the feet together. Bring the big toes to touch. Have a little gap in between your heels. So there's a little gap in between your feet. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then as you exhale, sink down into your chair. Nice. We won't hold it for long because it's challenging. Take one more round of breath. As you exhale, bring the hands down. Step the left foot back. Maybe walk the right foot a little wider. Soften the left knee down. Pad it out if you need to. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up towards the sky. Same thing again. Exhale, hands behind. Make a fist. Push it down towards the earth. And then as you inhale, just lengthen. And then a little bit of roll in the shoulders back. Hint of a back bend. You can always look up on this one, or you can just keep the head like mine is and just gaze forward. Nice. All right, take one more round of breath. Take a full exhale. Nice. Bring the hands down this time. Frame the right foot. Step back into downward facing dog. Breathe. 2 rounds of breath. In, out, through the nose and the mouth. So inhale through the nose. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale nose. Exhale, mouth. Bend your knees, hinge your hips up between your hands. Gently bring yourself back to the top of your mat, and then reverse. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale to fold. Root down into your feet. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, frame your hands to your heart. Beautiful, really nice. Hands on the hips. Step the right foot back. Nice big step. We're going to come into warrior two. So the left toes want to point right to the top edge of your mat, and then the right toes are just spun out. Imagine like 3 o'clock on a clock face. Bring your hands onto your hips, and you just turn your torso to the long right edge of your mat. So this is where we want to be. This back leg, you maybe want to widen the stance just a little bit. Have a look at your ankles and see if they're lined up. So ankle to ankle, somewhat lined up. And then from here, you're just going to like bend in really gently into that left knee. Keep this right leg nice and long. Nice. And then bring the arms up. Final movement. This is warrior two. You can stay here. You can gaze to the side like I am. Or more traditionally, you just look down the left arm. Try not to do this where you surf forward. Try and keep the torso stacked right over the hips. Nice. Bring the back arm down. Flip the front palm. Take an inhale. And then reverse your warrior. Keep a nice generous bend in the left knee. Couple of rounds of breath. Deep inhale. Full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Inhale, bring the arms all the way back to center. And then as you exhale, we're going to come into extended side angle pose. So I'd like you to keep your torso as high as you can. So what you're going to do, you're going to bring the left palm, the left arm onto the left thigh, and then sweep the right arm up into the sky, so it's near your ear, and then sweep it over. So think about this little finger on the right hand. Think about the back of your, or the outer edge of your right foot, and draw a line all the way down the right. So you can see I've got a really nice angle. I'm not trying to kind of get my torso down to the floor. I want to find this space to breathe into. So breathe into this. Take one more round of breath. Your next inhale, come all the way back into your warrior two, so I should say. Nice. As you exhale, frame your hand down, frame the left foot. And then from here, see if you can step back into downward facing dog. You might need to give this right leg a little bit of bounce and then step the left leg back to meet it. Beautiful. 2 rounds of breath. Deep inhale. Full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Nice. Final time we're going to do this. Bend the knees, hinge the hips, look between the hands, and then gently step to the top of your mat. Inhale to lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Root down into the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, frame your hands to your heart. And stay exactly where you are. Take a couple of breaths. I'm going to move so you can see me from this side. So you're going to stay where you are. We're all going to step our left foot back this time. Nice giant step back. And then turn the torso to the side of your mat. So you turn the torso. And then root down into this back leg. So left leg is rooted, outer edge of the left foot. Then lunge into the right knee. And then you can bring the palms up. And then you're in your warrior two. Nice. Have a little play around with the hands maybe on this side. Think about your torso. Not this, more like this. Kind of stack the torso over the hips. Drop the back arm, flip the front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Keep a nice generous bend in that right knee. Breathe it out. Maybe look up towards the fingertips. Take one more round of breath. And then as you exhale, bring the hands back to center. Lunge a little further into that right knee. Make sure it's stacked right over the ankle. And then bring the right palm down. Lift the left arm. And then as you exhale, swoop it over. And then the same thing again. Think about rotating the torso. So I want to open this side of my body. I want to think about my navel. I'm not worried about how far I come down. Breathe it out. Really beautiful. One more round of breath. Extended side angle pose. Inhale, come all the way back into your warrior two. As you exhale, lengthen the right leg. Bring the hands onto your hips. Turn the toes. And then just heel toe your feet together. Give them a good shake out your legs. Really lovely work today. We've done plenty of work, right? Come down onto your mat. So come to plonk yourself down and then bring your feet out. Hug your knees in. Come to lie down on your belly. Sorry, on your back. And then hug your knees in towards your belly. Rock it out. And all of that amazing work you've done today. We've been kind of moving continuously for a good 35 minutes there. So congratulate yourself on those movements if you joined in with them. And then we'd set ourselves up in Shavasana. After you've had a really good rock out on the spine, everything feels nice and stable. Lengthen your legs down your mat. Remember, you can always keep the feet on the floor and the knees bent, or you can join me having the palms face up, letting the feet fall open. And I promise I try not to fall asleep here. I always have this kind of worry that that's one day someone will have to turn the recording off because I've dropped off. But settle in just for a couple of minutes. Let all of the amazing work you've done this afternoon integrate into your body. And then from here, when you're ready, really gently and slowly, just begin to deepen your breath and bring some movements into your body. Maybe wriggle out, maybe begin to stretch and bend a little. You can always begin to bend into the knees if the legs were long. Place the soles of the feet on the floor. Make sure everything feels good. Maybe you hug the knees back in one final time. And then just roll over to your right side and then push into your top hand just to unravel. And then come all the way back to a seated position where we started 45 minutes ago. Lovely work, everyone. Beautiful. All right, bring your hands onto your knees. And then again, just notice the effects of your practice. Thank yourself for showing up, for supporting yourself, for each other. And then bring the hands to your heart. With that in mind, wish yourself well and wish everybody else well. Namaste. Lovely. Thank you. Really nice to be with you this afternoon. I taught a similar class like that at Space to Breathe Collective this morning. So yeah, thank you for coming with me. I've got to do it one more time today, where I teach out in a village called Anstey this evening. And I'll be doing it again, or a similar version anyway. So thank you, Margaret. Really kind words. Thanks to everybody else who joined. Have a great day. Take that energy with you guys. And remember, your yoga mat is just one roll away to getting on right? You just got to maybe do 5 minutes. If you think, I ain't got time to do yoga today, Dave, then yeah, just do it now and again. Just do little bits. We didn't even do any pranayama today, but you know what to do, right? It's your practice. Make it up. Don't be too precious about it. Ultimately, be curious, be compassionate, and be kind to yourself. All right, everyone, look after yourselves. I'll see you all next week, right? See ya.